Hello out there in the Mad River Valley, and welcome to Theater Time with Doug Bergstein. And, well, I'm Doug Bergstein, and I am here with Shannon and Karl. Welcome, the two of you.
Thanks.
And we are here to discuss the next play at the Valley Players Theater, SPAMALOT. Not Spam a Little. SPAMALOT.
Yes.
So the word on the street is this is all about Monty Python. Is that a reality? Is it
Written by, right.
Okay.
So it's based loosely on Monty Python's The Quest for the Holy Grail.
okay?
And has songs, though, from other movies of theirs. But, yeah.
Okay. So is it imperative that you see the whole Monty Python?
Absolutely
Holy Grail?
not. No.
Okay.
You may not get a joke that others may laugh at because it's related to something from the movies, but I think overall it's silly and, a great show to...
All right. So if I'm an audience member,
Yes.
and everyone around me is laughing, should I laugh too?
Maybe that's the way to go for it. Yeah.
Karl? What do you think?
I didn't know the show at all.
Okay.
I had no idea. And I'm not a Monty Python
So you
follower.
auditioned knowing nothing.
That's pretty much how I live.
Okay,
yeah,
great.
yeah.
So what drew you in?
It's a musical comedy.
Okay, and
And
there you have it.
that
And
was
you
it.
They are few and far between around here.
Well, that's true, and it's been a long time since I've been on stage.
It has been a long time since you've been at the Valley Players anyway.
It's been a long time since I've been
Anywhere.
anywhere on stage,
Yeah.
and I thought it would be fun to do it.
Well, I'm glad you've rekindled your musical...
We'll see. We're still in rehearsals.
Maybe I'm not...
Maybe you get a little ahead of yourself.
Fair enough. So you are playing, let me get this straight, King Arthur. Like the King Arthur.
I am Arthur, King of the Britons.
Okay. So you sing some songs, I presume.
Some.
So, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So do you have a favorite song that you can maybe not sing for us, but maybe give us a funny lyric from it?
Oh, I do, but it's not mine.
Oh.
Oh, that's funny.
My favorite song is Broadway.
Oh, funny.
I love it. And
Okay.
yeah.
So what do you like about that song?
I don't want to spoil it.
Yeah, I know, that's
the
It's
funny.
Okay.
Well, it's got great lines in it, and it's just it's irreverent,
Okay.
and it's almost Sondheim-esque. I find
Yeah.
it very Sondheim-esque, and I love Sondheim.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is very difficult to do, but not to love it, but to actually act it. I like the songs that I do too. I do one, I'm All Alone, and it's a very funny song, and if we get it just right, I'm All Alone is the song, and I'm singing it kind of to somebody that I'm ignoring.
Okay.
So,
Okay. So is this
it's
your
a lot of fun.
personality within the show?
Very much so.
Okay, so you're a
I
little
think
full
the
of
king is a
yourself?
bit of aloof. Aloof.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's got to be very hard for you.
No. Why would you say that,
I
Doug?
don't know. I'm just kind of going down these avenues and see where it leads.
Sure.
Sometimes it's a dead end.
Yeah.
Okay, next. So Shannon, why did you choose Spamalot?
The music. So I watched Monty Python growing up, and then I listened to XM radio, and I listened to the Broadway channel, and heard one of those songs, and went, yes, that.
As a kid?
No, as an
Okay,
adult.
okay.
And I think it's probably now a 20-year-old show. I'm not exactly sure when it
Okay.
came out, but
Okay. So this has been on Broadway.
yeah.
It's done the whole.
and it just was on Broadway again this year, actually.
Okay.
It just recently closed. But I heard the songs and then downloaded, actually probably purchased the CD, honestly. And
Let's
maybe
hope
not.
Let's hope you did.
I might have downloaded it. It's one or the other. It's hard to say.
People still buy CDs?
I'm not sure. But listening to it, and it has great music. It's
Yeah.
really funny. The characters are really funny, and then I've seen it a few times, and just it's a good laugh. It's a really fun show. It has great camaraderie within the cast. It's a really good ensemble of
So
characters.
Is this side-splitting, smack your knees, belly over laughter?
We get it right.
Yeah.
Or is it... That was kind of silly, but I liked it. That was funny.
No, I think there are definitely moments of side-splitting
Okay.
comedy, and then others where you're like, Oh, ha
Did
ha.
they just do that?
Yeah, ha ha. Yeah.
Did they just make a joke about that?
Did they
Yes.
really do that?
Oh, that
Okay.
that for sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. I was about to just ask something, and it was brilliant. I tell you, brilliant. But I've forgotten. Oh, so cast.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the cast list. So there are a lot of people in this.
There
play.
are
Quick, like 12, 15,
16, I think.
Okay. So I guess that's one of the good things about musicals.
Yes.
So you liked it for the music, and you've directed several musicals, partially because of your schedule.
Yes.
But also it brings a lot of people together. So can you, either one of you, talk about the camaraderie that comes along with creating a production,
Sure.
singing, dancing, backstage?
To me, it's all of us trying to learn to dance, and everyone's at different levels. And like you've got people here, and you've got people level-wise
People who can really dance.
There are people who can sing and dance
At the same time.
both at the
And
same
act
time.
at the
And
same time. Yeah, it's
You
They're
have,
very
wild.
you have
special
some of those
people.
people?
We do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Both of them are really amazing. and then I'm like here.
Because your singing's good.
Yeah, I know, but my dancing.
We were talking about camaraderie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it builds
But-
that by laughing
Yeah.
about it together,
Okay.
and
Yeah.
Yeah.
The other piece with this show specifically is Monty Python is sort of ageless, so you can have a mix of ages and it doesn't have any
terms of
impact
who you
of
put
who
in the
you put in the
characters.
characters.
Okay.
So you can have old and young playing together. You can have, females or males or somewhere in between playing together, playing different roles, playing the same role. It doesn't. It's easy to come into it. So we have a great cast that can do it all. I mean, that are flexible. They've been wonderful to pick up and pick on a dance and then relearn a dance, or
We're not going to do it that way. Because you've run out of stage.
right, yeah. So we definitely have a group that have bonded really well together, I think.
So at this point, how long?
So we
you been
have
rehearsing?
just about a month left.
Okay, and how?
So
how long?
we usually do around, I think we were at 13 weeks, and we have around 4 to 5 left.
Okay, you get nervous?
No, not yet. Give about the 3-week mark. Come and ask
Yeah.
me again.
let's see how we do off book. We're about to be off book.
Okay,
Yeah.
which is a big step,
Yes.
and actually an opportunity for a lot of growth, because once you are off book,
you can start developing your character.
yeah,
Right.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
when the fun begins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's true.
So I did want to take a step back.
Yeah.
You talked about the cast members
Yeah.
being varying ages. So I'm presuming this, because of the type of humor, it appeals to all ages.
Yes.
Even little kids, is there some stuff that it's going to go over their heads, but is there stuff
Yeah,
that
so
they'll
there
still be-
is, I will say, some off-color
so PG-13
items.
perhaps?
Really?
PG-7, 9?
There's no nasty words. I mean, the word.
Handful. There's a handful.
Yeah, but
Okay.
yeah.
That
they're
should,
not-
I would
yeah.
say, most would go over heads. There's a lot of the silly, like, body function kind of jokes that
jokes.
kids will love.
And they're
Yeah.
fart jokes and
Yeah.
innuendo. There's
Lots of
there's
it,
a
yeah.
lot of innuendo.
Okay.
And the more you know about, the more history you have with movies and theater, the more you realize how much is being ripped off from other people.
Okay.
And that makes a
Oh.
lot of it
Yes.
really
So
fun.
how does that work with copyright?
It's styles, not words.
Okay.
And so we'll do something like we were talking about Broadway in the style of Sondheim.
Yep.
And it is very
Yeah.
much
But
so.
you're not singing any Sondheim
No,
songs.
no,
Right.
no.
Okay.
But you're singing it in the same way.
Yeah.
And they're tongue twisters, and
Yeah.
it's a lot of words, and you really got to be on top of it. And
So is that
Aaron's doing a great
similar?
job.
Would that be considered similar to a parody? Like I've forgotten the guy's name. Who does all the parodies? The famous guy.
Weird
oh,
Al.
no, what's his
Oh.
name? I know who
him.
you mean.
Weird Al.
Weird Al.
Al.
So is
Yeah.
it along those lines? No, but he asks
No.
permission, I think, before
Because
he does it.
he's poking fun at the song itself.
Yeah.
These are a lot of, actually, much of the music is parts and pieces of other music. So you'll be like, oh, that sounds a lot like
Right.
And then it goes in this direction.
this
Okay.
Broadway show, and you're like, oh, it is. Nope, now it's not. Right.
Okay.
So I think the copyright laws. We're not doing anything that's an exact
Right.
Yeah.
copy of it. and there's certain things about the certain number of measures in
okay.
time
Yeah,
of
yeah.
anything
Very
that you
much
can
You can do.
do.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
So if I'm an audience member and I'm familiar with the stage
Yes.
and I'm watching this show,
Yes.
I walk into the theater, what am I going to see? Well, I know I'm going to see the back of the ride.
Yeah, you can see the back
You
of
won't see a lot of anything.
Yeah.
So when I'm looking on the stage, have you done anything special with the stage?
I'm actually bringing it back to traditional stage
Okay.
for this show. So if you've come to the Valley Players and you've, seen the stage in varying levels, this one is very flat, and a
Classic.
lot of that is because we have 16 people dancing on stage.
Right, levels would be
Levels are
difficult for
difficult.
that. Yeah.
We have built some levels that come in and out, in and out of stage.
Okay.
Beyond that, you're kind of in the, I'm going to say, countryside of England. So there are castles and
Unless you're in China, or
yes, those come later.
they come through.
Okay. Oh,
Different
passing
countries
through?
kind of pass
Yes.
through. Yeah.
Yes.
yeah.
Versus the characters passing through the countries are passing through the characters.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So so it's a musical. You have musical
Yes.
directors.
I do. I actually have two musical
Okay.
directors for this show. So I have Daniel Bruce, who is our music director through much of rehearsals, and then the final 3 or so weeks plus the show is Michael Holleran.
Oh, who's done quite a bit. Well,
Who's done-
both
of them have, yeah.
Yeah, great. And do you have a choreographer?
I do. Taryn Noel is
Oh,
my choreographer.
who's also been on our
who's been
stage several
absolutely
times. Yeah.
been on our stage and choreographed much of the
Yeah.
shows I actually worked with.
Right,
Yeah.
right. Cool. So let's talk about the characters a little bit. I mean, the people who are playing the characters. I'm doing a quick scroll through this list. There are a lot of locals.
There are a lot of locals.
Yeah, and then there are some names I don't recognize, so they must. Well, I suppose they could still be local, and I just don't know them. But I find that hard to believe.
Really?
It's probably
so
unlikely.
Where do you think you've been? Where have you drawn from? Where do the people
All
come?
over, actually. Like you said, there's many from the general area.
Yeah.
Central Vermont has a big grouping that have come from there, as well as we have a few people coming in from the Burlington, Chittenden County area
Is Clem in
as
this?
well. Yes.
So yeah,
Yeah.
and he's coming from. Is he in Milton?
I think he's in Milton.
Wow.
That's
really?
dedication.
Yeah. So Lonnie. So we have the Knights of the Round Table.
Okay.
So my husband John is from Barrie, and then we have Lonnie Edwards, who comes from Bristol.
No,
Where is
actually,
he?
up in what's the little town above Bristol?
He
You
comes
go up
over the
Lincoln
mountain.
Lincoln.
Yeah.
He lives in Lincoln.
Okay.
Yeah, I was going to
Yeah.
say he comes over the mountain.
Yeah, he comes
each
over
day.
the mountain.
Yeah.
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 Susan.
Yeah, Susan Lloyd is local. She's
Mm-hmm.
Sir Bedivere. And then Sir Robin is Aaron Robinson, who's been a great addition. He's actually done one reading with us
Oh.
many years ago. He did Glass Closets with
Oh,
me.
okay.
And he's now in a musical. I actually had no idea he could sing as well as he could. He is
Nice.
a fantastic addition
So
to the show.
would you? Sorry, I'm going to digress a little bit. So if when people come to audition for a musical and maybe a little bit like me, they don't sing, they don't carry a tune so
Yeah.
well. Is there a spot for them in a musical?
For sure.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think especially in the ensemble, I think the ensemble gives you an opportunity to get into a musical where you maybe aren't the strongest singer but you want to be part, and
Yeah.
I always feel like if you are willing to get out on stage and give it your all, I'm willing to take you.
That's the definition of community theater.
Yes,
right
it is.
there.
Yes,
By
it is.
golly. Are you checking out the
I was
names
just gonna
there?
say,
oh
we
my
should-
God, there's something missing on here, and it's really the way her part is too.
Oh, Hillary is
no.
she missing?
Well, fill us in because they
Patsy.
can't see what you're
Oh,
looking at.
Patsy, that's funny too.
Oh, my
Oh, I
God.
think maybe
Oh,
your
could be below.
print
Yeah.
may be out
Oh.
too. Yeah, so we have two. So one is the Lady of the Lake, which I
Yeah.
don't see either. Which
Okay.
so we must somehow have missed a couple characters
We
on
can
our
check
printout.
out those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Lady of the Lake is Hillary, and I am not entirely sure of her last name at
That's
the
okay.
moment. But anyway, so she's a new addition to the Valley Players,
Okay.
and then Patsy is our.
Ashley.
Yeah, it's Ashley,
Patsy
huh?
is my sidekick who follows me everywhere, and I'm singing "I'm All Alone," and Patsy's right there and is always there.
And this is Ashley Hall?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
And she's really good.
Yeah, nice. So are there any other newcomers? You mentioned Holly. Did you say Holly?
Oh, no, Holly. Yeah, Holly is a newcomer.
Okay.
Jordan's returning. He was just in Wonka, so he's
Yeah.
a local.
Sarah DeButer has been.
Sarah
in several
DeButer has
shows.
been
Marie's
in
been
recently.
several.
Yeah.
Madison.
Madison,
Yeah,
yep,
show.
so coming
And
back.
then, Joe. Joe.
Yeah, so we have a
Yeah.
mix of people, not necessarily that have been on stage together, although
okay.
a number of them were in Rock of Ages a few years ago.
Okay. That was
Many
more than
years
a
ago.
few.
I know.
Sorry,
it's like
Shannon.
8 years. It's
Is
like
it really
6 or
8
8
years?
years, something
Was
like
that
that.
your last show?
That's
Rock
the
of
last
Ages?
show I did at
Okay.
The Valley.
the Valley Players.
Yep.
Yeah.
That may be the last show I did. I can't remember
Yeah,
years.
the order. Yeah, I'm not
No,
sure. I'm not sure when Peter stopped. A little bit before COVID,
Yeah.
perhaps.
Yeah.
Okay, so wow, that's great. So you've got all these people coming from all over.
Yes.
They're building camaraderie backstage.
Yes.
They're singing, they're dancing, or some semblance of all of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
All you need now is an audience.
We do.
That'll
You're
be
right.
fun.
Yeah. So
We're not ready for an audience.
Okay.
We're not ready for prime time
Today.
yet.
Not yet.
Today.
Not
Not yet. We will be though.
So
We absolutely
we talked
will be.
about a song. Is there a scene that you particularly favor?
Is there a scene I favor? It's a
interesting.
good question. I love the scene I do with Lonnie and with Susan and Patsy, Ashley, where I come riding. Riding in is really fun.
Riding in
So I'm on a horse.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm on a
The
horse. We're
image-
all on horses.
Which is another reason you need the stage level for the horses.
well,
Yes,
right.
right.
Yes.
Although my horse does jump.
Okay.
Yeah,
Good.
it works well.
Yeah.
Yep.
I love the scene where I come upon Lonnie, and I start out with "over old woman" because he's been over playing in the mud, and he stands up and looks at me. I'm a man. Whoop, sorry, man. Moving right on.
So I really like where it's actually one of the opening scenes where you ride in and there are two guards
Oh yeah,
that are
that's hilarious.
the first guard is talking in one of the towers and then all of a sudden the other guard in the other tower pops into the conversation. So they're talking across
Yeah.
Carl on stage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
It
so
is
he's in
funny.
the middle of the stage there, and one's
Yeah.
over here,
Yeah,
one's over
one-
here.
yeah.
Okay.
That's
fine.
one
And
of my
I'm
favorites.
getting very frustrated with both of them.
Are
It's
they
like, fuck.
competing?
No.
No,
No,
they're just adding to the speculation of the
Are they-
conversation.
Okay, but they're not on opposite sides of an army or
No,
anything
no.
like that.
No.
Okay.
No, there's really none of that other than the Black Knight,
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if
which
you're,
everyone knows. Well, not everyone, but
Not everyone. Yeah.
they will see.
they will see. Yeah.
They will
So
see.
and that's I think a good piece
Yeah.
of this is always look on the bright side of life, which is a
Classic.
known classic Monty Python.
Yeah.
The Black Knight.
Right.
Merely a flesh wound is
Right,
part of this show. The swallows
that was one of
and
my
the
favorite
coconuts is
Yeah, the
in it.
coconuts.
Yeah.
Okay.
So all of those, I think if you are a Monty Python fan, you'll be very excited to come see it.
So has this appeared in Vermont?
It has.
Recently? Or?
There is a theater that is actually the weekend prior to us,
wow.
one weekend only,
That seems to happen a lot.
at Isham Farm.
Where's that?
That great question. It
Okay.
is north of us.
Okay.
That's all I can.
It's not in the valley.
It's not in the valley.
Players Theater is right
Yeah,
here.
but we
In the
have,
valley,
yeah,
yeah.
we are running 3 weekends,
Yeah.
and not on the 4th of July, but the last weekend of June, first 2 of July.
I'm going to give you those dates.
Yes,
How's
that sounds good.
So this has been great. I feel like we've covered like everything there needs to be covered. Well, actually, are there other? You were talking about some things that are every Monty Python person knows. The Black Knight. Are there other things like that in this?
Oh, absolutely.
Everywhere.
Everywhere.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So we don't want to divulge anymore. I think we need to have people come
Say,
to the
come to the
theater.
show.
Okay.
Yeah.
So thank you two for your time. Everybody out there in the Mad River Valley, the show dates are, oh geez, I lost it. There it is. June 27th to July 14th, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Not Sunday? Yes, Sunday.
Yes,
Sunday
Sunday.
matinee.
Sunday matinee. Matinee on Saturday? Just
No,
Sunday.
just Sunday.
Sunday matinee. And the shows are at 7:30 p.m., the night shows. The matinees are at 4 p.m. There is no show on Thursday, July 4th. How'd I do?
You did great.
That was
Okay.
good.
Have you tried out for a show before?
at the Valley Players Theater?
You should think about being in a show.
You think I have it in me?
I don't know, but you know,
Okay.
get you on stage, you might.
Thanks. I appreciate
You have that
Carl.
certain je ne sais quoi.
Je ne sais quoi. Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Thank you.
Hey, everyone out there in the Mad River Valley, thanks for tuning in, and thank you, the two of you, for joining me.
You're welcome. Thanks, Doug.